Hey guys, welcome back to Angel and Angela. And on this topic, I wanted to talk about how the narcissist problems become your problems. You ever felt that way? Like it felt like you were in their world and your world was just crumbling down, and it's almost like you morphed into their galaxy, and you know, you thought you were going to a safe haven, and meanwhile your house is burning down, and this person's basically like, don't worry about it, you could stay here in my playhouse, in my playground, in my fantasy world of delusions, because they make themselves delusional, and they force themselves not to feel anything, you know. And then they forced it for so long that now they really don't feel anything. And, when you meet them, they feel like you're just a character who's going to play a scene in their movie. And they're going to give you a role. They're going to tell you who you are. They're going to put you in a category. They're going to put you to play the same role the last person played. They're going to say, hey, put this dress on. Put these shoes on. You're going to play the role of the last person now with the same clothes and outfit and everything. And you're going to be part of my movie set. And when they hit lights, camera, action, you don't know who's who. You don't know if the angry person, the person that lashes at you, the person that says mean things to you, the person that makes you cry, the person that laughs at you, the person that treats you like you're stupid. You don't know whether this person or the person who is romantic, who, is affectionate, who takes you to nice places, who will buy you things out of nowhere, right? You don't even know that when they are buying you things out of nowhere, they're doing it because they just got done being with another supply, and you didn't even say anything about it because it went undetected. That you didn't question them. You trusted them. And they're giving you a gift for trusting their lies. They're like, here, I'm going to give you a gift for playing the role that I wanted you to play. No questions asked. Here's a gift. And then you're excited about the gift. And you're like, wow, I really like this gift. And they're just staring at you, smiling and smirking. They like that they made you happy. They're like, I'm glad you feel happy. I'm glad you're in a good mood, just like me. I just got done being with another supply. And I was able to have them and you today, and you don't know anything. You're just in my world of delusions. You're playing the role, whatever role I'm giving you to play, and you're believing that that's who you are. Now you're dressing different. You're talking different. You're thinking different. Right? You want to feel like you want to be the woman of the narcissist's dreams. You want to satisfy them. They tell you what to wear. They tell you what they like. They tell you, hey, after date night, I want you to wear this. You're just a robot in their world. You're like a doll. You're a doll in their playhouse. And you're not the only one. They have a lot of different dolls. And it's the fact that they could play these mind games that it just gives them fuel to keep doing what they're doing. It's an addiction. They can't stop it. They don't want to change. They like it. It makes them feel good. When you try to break out of that character they made for you and get out, you're trying to get out. You're trying to go back to who you used to be. But then that person that you used to be is gone because your reality has changed now that you've been around them and spent so much time with them. They knew that. They purposely wanted to hoover you and string you along. The red flags were there, but to them, it was all about timing. The narcissist has time to waste. This is why they don't care about doing things for holidays or your birthdays. They feel like they're gonna do them. They're gonna do nice things when they feel like it, when it's convenient for them. Who cares about a holiday? Who cares about a birthday? I'm not gonna give you fuel when you want fuel, when you're expecting it, because you're expecting it. It's not fun if you're expecting it. It's only fun when you're desperate for it and I'm feeding it to you like I'm feeding you a snack, when I'm breadcrumbing you. Because though when you're expecting it, you don't even appreciate it because you're expecting it. You're expecting things to go your way. Yet when they want things their way and they're expecting things to go their way, it's okay, right? But it's not okay for you to do it because you're just a doll in their house. So, they'll control you because of this. They'll control your happiness. They'll breadcrumb the happiness because to them it's like, if you're expecting the food, expecting the snack, then every day when you come home, you're going to expect me to give you the snack. And sometimes I might not be able to give it to you. I might not have the money to go get that snack of yours. And you're going to be barking at me. You're going to be mad. So I can't give it to you all the time, especially on moments where you really want it, because it might be times where you really want it and it's your birthday. You might really want me to do something nice for you, but guess what? You're going to expect it, and I might be with another supply around that time and discard you. So I want to let you know now that I'm going to mess up moments for you, because when I get that high and I get that new supply, nothing matters but for me to get that high, because I already know you'll be there for me because I've crossed a boundary, a big one. And I made you feel like it wasn't a big deal. Oh, I made you feel like not celebrating you on your birthday wasn't a big deal. I made you feel like those things weren't important. I made you believe that that's what you even wanted eventually, that it didn't matter. Because that's going to give me fuel. And now you're going to be desperate for it because I crossed your boundaries. I would never allow someone to do that to me. I'll never allow someone to do that to me. That's why I'm going to celebrate my birthday, whether I bring you around my friends and family at these dinner parties, or I go out to have fun, whether I bring you around with me or not. Just know you're not going to be around me for my birthday all the time. You're not going to be around me for when I want to celebrate. I'm not always going to share with you my happiness. I'm not going to share with you my happiness all the time. Don't get used to that. Don't get used to me giving you fuel, giving you snacks, because I'm only going to give it to you when I feel like it. If I'm in a good mood, if I feel like I want to have fun. I'm not taking you out to have fun with you to make you feel special. I'm going out to have fun and have dinner and go get some drinks and have fun. I'm doing that because I want to have fun. If you can't pick up on these red flags, then it's on you. Because in this world that we live in, the narcissist looks at it like when you meet someone, because they feel like they've been around a lot of people and a lot of people make stuff about themselves. So they feel like, oh, I've seen so many people, I've dealt with so many supplies. Everyone only cares about themselves. That's how they feel about people. Just like the empath, we can see things that way too. And that's why A lot of times you'll connect to someone like that, and then they end up being a narcissist and playing you, right? That's what made you connect to them. So you showed them loyalty. You showed them that not everyone is like that. You taught them a big lesson, you know? And a lot of times they'll use you to go get the woman or the man that they really want. And now they believe in love again. They make themselves vulnerable. They tell themselves, you know, there are people that really care about you because you taught them that. And then you'll see that they'll give that to Jezebel, or they'll give that to another narcissist, the person they really want. And then they get played. They get duped, right? They know the game better than anyone else. They already knew it was going to happen. They even told themselves, man, I got bad luck. I know it's bound to happen to me, because that's what I attract all the time. But this time, I'm going to be good. I'm going to be the good guy. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to tell this person about my past. Last time, you know, that didn't work out so well because I was only telling half truths. But this time, this is really what I want. Because they love the love bombing process. Like, that's their favorite part. They like it so much that they'll lie to you, play you, and then when you forgive them and they're able to love bomb you, it almost gives them that feel where they're telling themselves, oh, if I can charm you back, to making you believe that I was that Prince Charming that you met in the beginning. If I could charm you back every time and you believed me, even though I lied to you, I deceived you, I crossed your boundaries, then I must really be good at charming people. That means I'm Prince Charming. So they're like, you know, a narcissist looking in the mirror thinking, this is my world, and you're just a character in my world. So narcissists feel like, you know, once you meet them, you're a part of their world. Once they meet you, they're a part of your world. They want to know everything about you. They want to know everything. You almost feel like you have to overshare. You almost feel like you have to tell them the deepest secrets that you keep to yourself. The shit that you won't even talk to your parents about. You won't even talk to. The stuff that you don't say to anyone. The stuff that you've locked in, caged in. They'll bring it out of you where you'll tell them because you'll feel like this person is your soulmate, but they're really just preying on you because they're exchanging stories with you. And a lot of times their story might be true. And they might even be passionate about it when they're talking to you about their story. But they just don't care about it anymore. It's not something that triggers them. So when they bring these things out of you, they know exactly what they're doing by giving you sob stories. Or some of them just lie and tell you a story that's not true because they get a kick out of it. There's some narcissists that will lie to another extent. Like, they all lie, but there's some that just they won't even give you half truths. Everything that comes out their mouth is a lie, basically. And there's some that just give you half truths. So to them, it's like you're a part of their world, and now they're a part of yours. And now that you've opened the door to them, they feel like they know you. They feel like, I know you now, you know, and it's very dangerous to be a part of other people's worlds because now their problems become your problems, you know? So the narcissist almost feels like, oh, you're my friend. Oh, we're together in a relationship. My problems are your problems now. They dump all the shit that they've been through. They dump it on you. Even if they don't go into details about things, you feel it in their energy. Like they're dumping energy on you. And at the time, you don't see it that way. You just feel like your motherly instincts, like your emotions or your empathy, that empathy in you feels like you have to help them. They put you on this alert where they feel like, they make you feel like, oh, you're a part of my world now, you know, because we're together, we're talking, or we're friends, or we're associates, or whatever it is. They feel like the moment you make conversations with them or you're intimate with them in some way, they feel like their world is now your world. So now they start to dump all their problems on you. You know, they they make you feel like you got to save them in some way. And then you dump all your all the stuff you've been through, the most intimate things even, you'll tell them. And they basically feel like, I'm a part of your world now. And they start to investigate stuff about you. They start to study the people around you. You know, you might even do the same, but the difference is that you're not going to get anything out of it. The narcissist already knows this. The narcissist knows that when you deal with someone, this is why you have to be careful who you deal with, who you associate yourself with, because like that old saying goes, you are who your friends are. So you might say, I'm nothing like my friends, but guess what? If you're hanging out with your friends and your friends have gotten into fights with random strangers and people, and they've disrespected certain people, you might be caught up in a crazy situation where you might be out and about with your friend, and because people hate your friend, or a lot of people are looking out for your friend, and this is what narcissists do, they get supply that don't know about their past, and they put this image to you like they're having a good life, like they just fuck over people and get away with it, but it's a lie, it's a facade, and they want you to feel like that even afterwards. But they are chameleons, so they'll blend right in. And what you don't know is that this person is a narcissist. They might try to act like, you know, I just have narcissistic traits, but they might be a real narcissist, evil, wicked, you know, and they're just using you, even maybe for the image. They might even be using you because of how you look. They like the way you look next to them. They like being friends with you. They feel like you're pretty, or they feel like you're an attractive guy. And they're like, oh, no homo, just you're attractive, right? We go out and get girls together, or we can go out and get men together. They're using you for something, right? And you might feel like, okay, you know, I'm not really close to a lot of people, or you've probably been hurt by narcissists, and now you're giving this person a shot just to go out, have fun, and you might feel like this woman, you know, she seems nice. You might feel like there's something off, a little red flag, but you just kind of ignore it. It's bad to ignore stuff, because once you deal with people, you're technically a part of their world. So now you're going out with your friend, and other women don't like her. She sleeps around with people's men. You might feel like, well, I don't have a man, you know, but now you're finding out things about her. Guess what? People are going to target you just for being around her. So once you come into the narcissist world, they feel like you have to do something for them. They feel like if you're a part of their world, you have to do something for them. That's why I don't even talk to people. I used to be the type of person that, like, you know, just an extrovert, and like wanted to be everyone's friends, like, you know, the jokester, just, you know, I'm not sensitive. My feelings don't get hurt easily. We could just have fun. You know, I'm okay with being around people who got a smart mouth, you know, but I'm also sensitive. You know what I'm saying? I'm also sensitive, but not sensitive in that way, where, you know, I'm just gonna cry over the smallest things. But I have been like that when I was with the narcissist, where if he called me a name, I would start crying automatically. But I mean in a way where, you know, I am sensitive towards other people. I don't like to witness like bullying, or the back and forth, you know. I like people to have a good time around me. right? But sometimes you're having too much fun that you don't realize that the people around you, you've technically became a part of their world. And no matter how much information you try to hold down from these people, you might feel like I can't give so much information to a friend. They're going to do everything to perceive you a certain way, or any information that you give them, that's what they're going to view you as. It's like when someone does something bad to you, you only view them for the bad thing that they did to you. You're not going to view them as anything but that. So the narcissist uses that tool to deceive people, because when they love bomb you, to them it's like, see, I could be a nice guy, but you're the one that's making me to be the bad guy. You're making me bad. You're making me treat you bad because I can be nice. I have done nice things for you. But it's part of the deception. These are wicked people. They just want their way. And once you meet a narcissist, once you speak to these people, you're basically a part of their world, and you have to pay for anything that comes with being around them. Meaning that if they have bad karma or anything, you're going to be the one suffering from it, from just being around them. So when it comes to friendships, family, and people, you have to pay attention to energy. Some people, family might not even want you around them because they don't want your energy, or and sometimes you might have not even done anything wrong to these people. And as soon as you turn 18, they're like, you got to go. I can't take your energy anymore. You just got to go, because sometimes even you might come from a good family, and because they're mad that they can't control you, they're basically like, they know that energy is strong, so they might feel like, oh, when you turn 18, you gotta go so you can see what the real world is like. And they know that when you're around them, you have the energy of wealth. You're around wealthy people, right? You have wealthy energy. Let's put it like that. You have wealthy energy. You turn 18 and you can't be controlled by them anymore, but you're getting good opportunities. You're still doing your thing. They might get jealous of you, and they might feel like the only reason you're getting good opportunities is because of them, because of their title, because of their name, because of their hard work in the community and the people that know them. So they feel like, hey, you're 18, get out of here so you can see what the real world is like, because I've worked really hard to have this reputation. Whether I'm a narcissist or not, it took a long time to get this title of respect, because even if I'm a narcissist, people trust me because they know I talk shit, but I won't steal. I won't do certain things. Yeah, I talk a lot of crap sometimes, but there's certain things that I just won't do. So I worked I worked up to this title. So go and see what the real world is, right? And now that energy has been cut off, and now you have to build your own energy. But what you're going to come across is a lot of people with bad energy. So sometimes you don't need your family or nobody, right, to keep going, because people already gave you the tools to survive. It's just you're dealing with the pain of rejection, or with the fact of, how can these people not love me? But you got to keep going, that you don't have a choice, right? But now what happens is that narcissists are attracted to you because they feel your energy. They feel your wealth. They feel that energy that you have. They feel like you have mannerism. You have standards, boundaries. But then they know that you're in pain. You're in a distress situation. So you might say, I don't really care. As soon as I turned 18, I wanted to get the hell out anyway. But when you go through things with people that raise you or you love the most, those are the hardest type of narcissists to detach yourself from, because even if you detach yourself, you'll be filled with different emotions. One day you're like, I'm just happy to be gone. Some days you're sad. You wish you had a family. Some days you're like, fuck everyone and you're angry. You know what I'm saying? So you'll go through different emotions. So narcissists, like I've told you guys before, they target you when you're emotional. And you might think to yourself, I'm not emotional. I'm doing just fine without them. But because some days, and this might be every couple of months, you know, 1 month you're happy, 3 months later you're like, oh, I wish I had this. Then for the rest of the year you feel like you're okay, right? You don't even think about it. The narcissist still knows that you're in and out of that, whether they know you're not completely healed, basically. Like, you still think about it. That's when they come in and they come into your world because they feel like, I got you in a distressful situation and now you're going to put your trust into me, and I'm going to be taking trust. I'm going to be taking energy from just you being around me. So sometimes the narcissist will tell you, oh, my friends, you know, they like me. They like me. They get along with me. They're treating other people nice. But those people, they're not aware that the narcissist is stealing energy. They're studying them. They're studying how to be chameleons, how to fit into that social club. They're taking notes. They're taking information. If anyone shares any stories with them, they'll take those stories to use as their own later on for other people. They'll pretend like their stories are their stories. The narcissist feels like once you allow them in to your life, even if you're not committed to them or you're not a friend of theirs, they feel like just by being in the same room, they know you. They know you. They'll act like they know you. These are the type of people you'll meet one time, or they're connected to a friend of yours, and now they're using you, or they're using your friend to get to you. You know, they're like, oh, I'm only going to befriend this person because this person is friends with them. They're chameleons. They're always trying to figure out how to blend in. You know, blend in, literally. They're chameleons. So when you meet the narcissist, you become a part of their world. They become a part of your world. The only problem is that you'll be so focused in their world because it's all about them. When you meet people, the only reason they want to suck you in is because they want to bring you into their world as a character. So when you start to see the role that they are playing out for you, you have to make the choice of, is this the role? Is this the role that I'm going to be? Because anything that I say will be used against me. Anything that I say, if I joke, if I make a joke, anything that you say is going to be used against you. And it's going to be used against you to validate the fact that all their problems, everything that comes with them, their bad karma, it's going to validate why you deserve to get the bad karma that you're getting. A lot of times, the narcissist feels like their problems are now your problems. So you'll see that you'll forgive certain narcissists, right? And now, you know, now that you forgave them, they even admit to you the things that they've done to you. And I'm saying this from experience because I realized every time I would, you know, be around narcissists, they would act like their problems are my problems. And it got to the point where it was like scary because it's like they'll get mad at you. You know, I remember, you know, being friends with, meeting a woman, right, and being friends with her, and her telling me like the father of her child wouldn't let her see her child unless she had a threesome. And then she started talking to me about having a threesome, and I was like put in a very weird situation. And I was like, wow, like you can't just go around befriending people because you have a perception of them, because then you start getting to know them and they start coming out of nowhere saying crazy things to you, right? Because they feel like their problems are your problems. And it's like they fabricate stories and think you're dumb. It's like she sat here and said, oh, he doesn't let me see my daughter unless I have a threesome with him. He only cares, he's a narcissist. But she's a narcissist too, because she could just be saying that. And first of all, why would you even ask someone to do something like that? And then use a child to make me feel empathy. That's what I say about narcissists. They try to get to your empathy, but that whole scenario just didn't make sense at all. It just sounded crazy. And that's because narcissists cannot find good supply like you think they can. You think to yourself, why don't they go get another Jezebel spirit and do whatever they want to do? Because Jezebel, no one controls her. She might be a Jezebel, but guess what? It doesn't mean that just because she's a Jezebel, she's going to let another Jezebel control her. Another Jezebel is not going to want to just agree to be a part of your world. It has to be something she wants to do. And a lot of times a Jezebel isn't going to do it. So what happens is the empath ends up falling for it, because they feel like, hey, it's another woman. I could trust her. She's a woman like me, but she's a Jezebel spirit. And now she's in this threesome group. And now the main source of supply has now boosted the narcissist's ego as well as her own, because they're both in it. They feel like they're smooth criminals together. And now the empath that they got is going to lure other women. She's going to do the hard work for them, because when she speaks about joining the group, she's going to do it from a place where she really believes it in her heart. Because now she's became a tool to the narcissist world. It's nothing but becoming a tool in their world. They feel like their problems are your problems now. And now you're as an empath, you're running around, oh, I gotta go save them. I gotta go preach. I gotta go bring them to Jehovah. I gotta go. Now you're doing the hard work, and they're sitting back, stacking up on their money, because their problems have become your problem. I'm broke. I want to be rich. I want to be a millionaire. Their problems have become your problems. And that's why sometimes you'll be around the narcissist and you'll feel like, I don't owe you nothing. Sometimes they demand stuff from you. Sometimes they're like, oh, I won't talk to you unless you buy me something. Sometimes they only come around you if you have something, because they want to take pictures around in front of your car, or they want to be in your car because you have a nice car. They want to take pictures, you know what I'm saying, so that they can go lure other supply, because their problems have become your problems. And their problem is that they want as many sources of supply, and it's not as easy as people think. It's hard work. So guess what? It has become a full-time job to the narcissist, meaning that they're always looking for supply. They're always on their phones. They're looking for supply when they're at work. They're looking for supply when they go put gas on their car. They're talking to cashiers. They're talking to people on the street. They're talking to homeless women who are hungry. They're offering them stuff. They're being overly friendly. Supply isn't as easy as people think, and the narcissist doesn't always get really good supply. They'll sit here and tell you, oh, the last girl I was with was a doctor. Or they'll tell you, oh, all of my exes, yeah, the relationship didn't work out, but they all ended up successful after I left them, or after we broke up. They ended up successful. They're lying to you. They destroyed people. Some of these people killed themselves. Some of these people died from heart attacks, from cancer. They're lying to you. They know the Grim Reaper is getting ready to get them, so they'll sit here and lie to you and make it seem like they're happy and they keep getting away with the bad things that they do. No, they're just addicted to doing those things. It's like someone telling you, you know, they're not doing drugs anymore, but they're still doing them, because it's all about perception. The narcissist is the it's all about perception. To them, it's like, you know, my problems have became your problems. And you're like, no, the fuck it hasn't. And they're like, if you want to be with me, you do. Because I have goals. I have this. Their ambitions, their whatever they want in life becomes your problems. They want to be successful at something. They're like, you have to motivate me. You have to be a good partner and be at my games and cheer me up. They're expecting all these things from you, and you'll do them because you feel like that is your job as a partner. The problem is that when your problems happen, when you go through scenarios where there's emotions involved and you need them emotionally, they won't be there for you, or it won't feel authentic. It will feel like they're only doing it because they like the way other people perceive them when they're helping you or they're being a nice person to you. But guess what? You don't have bad karma following you and attacking the people around you, right? So no matter what your problem is, we all go through problems, but guess what? We, as empaths, we're going to have to solve them, or we're going to have to go through them, right? The problem is that when the narcissist has challenges and problems that they need to face, they never face them on their own. You see how, like, when you heal from narcissist abuse, even with that, you had to fight it alone. The narcissist can't fight it alone. So guess what? They try to act like they moved on from you and all this and that. But when they're not getting the same supply, they're going to start acting like the fact that the new supply is incapable of doing certain things. They're going to try to act like it's the new supply's problem. And the new supply is going to feel like, wait, when we met, when we started dating, you were nice. You know, when they were sneaking off with them, they were being nice. Now they're acting weird. Now they're acting like if I'm not doing anything perfect, or they're, you know, they feel like the other person was well trained and they feel like, oh, I got to train you. And it's it's this almost like this feeling of being upset that your pet is not doing something that they're supposed to be doing, because their problems have became your problems. So that's what's going to happen with the new supply. They're going to feel like they have to help them. They have to save them. That, you know, they had a past and now they want to change. So you got to be that person to support them. They're going to act like they might even act like they don't have a past, because with this new supply, they might feel like, I can't give them the sob story. People are catching on to the narcissism. So I just got to act like an evolved person, period. I just got to act like I evolve and not bring up my past, because I sound like a bitch. I'm talking like a woman. I really needed my daddy in my life, you know, because I attract Jezebels and masculine women who are men in women's bodies. So now I know that that's not the type of woman I need. I need a good person. So when they get with a new supply that's a good person, and that person's not only a good person, but they probably went through narcissist abuse already, they're going to be like, oh, I can't give the sob story. They're too smart for that. I got to act positive. I got to talk about frequency. I got to talk about God. I got to talk about things. The narcissist lives in opposite worlds, so they're going to play the perfect person, but in reality, they are the opposite of that. They live in opposite world. So they are the opposite of everything that they're going to portray to be. A changed person, a good person, a healed person. Oh, I understand now. They're gonna be the opposite of that. All that is game. It's bullshit. It's just a way to drag you into their world, because now you're watching them. Now you're around them. Now you're putting your guard down around them. You feel like you could trust them because they're being honest with you. You know, so they're not going to come with the problems. They're not going to come with the sob story. But eventually, bad things are going to happen, because that's the energy that they got to compensate for the things that they've done. They know that energy is for them, and it's going to be hitting that person. that they're with. But guess what? In the narcissist world, their problems have become your problems. So guess what? That person is going to be going through bad things, and the narcissist is going to be going through bad things at the same time. And the narcissist is going to feel like, my problems are your problems. I can't be there for you when I'm going through something. They're going to blame that person for having problems of their own at the same time. And they're going to say that they're not going to be able to handle that. They're not going to be able to take it because they're used to people catering to them. So they're going to feel like, oh, my problems are your problems. And that person's going to say, you know what? I'm seeing you don't have empathy. I'm done. And the narcissist is gonna act like they don't care, but then they're gonna be lonely because none of their old supplies want them back. And then they're gonna say, oh man, I just don't know how to have empathy. It's frustrating. Now that they're actually mad. While that person is grieving and sad and going through shit, the narcissist is actually mad. This is why they'll come back and abuse you more. They'll come back hoovering you, smiling, and be catering to you. And then they hurt you worse than before because they're secretly mad. And while they're being nice to you, they're thinking in their head, I'm going to fuck you over. It's Judas in the house. So now when you leave them or you're not talking to them because you feel like they're not being empathetic towards you, so you're not talking to them, they feel like their problems are your problems, and now they're out for revenge. They're like, how dare you? How dare you? They might be going through something you don't have nothing to do with, child support, anything. They're like, I know you're a good person. I'm going to take advantage of you. Fuck you. Nobody cares about me. Nobody cares about what I'm going through. And they're coming to you trying to hurt you, break you because of their own problems. That's the difference between you and the narcissist, is that your problems don't become the narcissist's problems. But you do talk to them, or you want to grieve. You want them to show you empathy when you're going through things. A lot of times you don't know you're only going through things because of them. That's why they don't feel sorry for you. So you're thinking, my problems should be your problems. If we're in a relationship, you should be trying to help me. You should be there for me. But the narcissist feels like your problems aren't my problems, but my problems sure are your problems because I'm the center of attention. Your problems aren't my problems. You're on your own. I'm not your savior. I don't save these hoes. No respect for women. I don't save hoes. You're a good, respectable person, been there for them. They made you feel like their problems were your problems, so now you feel like, hey, I am going through something. You're supposed to be here for me the way I was there for you. You're always gossiping to me about your problems, talking like a little bitch. You talk more like a woman than me. You talk more than me. You gossip more than me. I don't even gossip. You're calling people early in the morning. Your bros, your brother, checking up on you, checking out each other constantly. You show more respect to other men than women, and that's weird. You don't even protect your woman, but you want your woman to protect you like a man. You're looking for a mother, and then you hate your mother, so you hate me, but it's misdirected hate. Because you really hate your daddy. So when you deal with people who misdirect the hate that they have towards their parents or their people they've ran across in their life, this is why you're thinking, why does the narcissist act like I owe them something, like their problems are my problems? Because they got misdirected anger. Misdirected anger. So you're dealing with an angry person. So anytime they're in a bad mood, they're going to misdirect that anger to you. And you're like, why are you in a bad mood? Now they're cussing you out or something. Oh, I got into it with someone at my job, or the other supply and them aren't getting along because they found out that they're with you. Now they're mad at you. And you don't know why they're mad at you. They're mad at you because that other supply found out they got a girl and they're not talking to them. And now they're mad at you. Misdirected anger. So when you're dealing with people out in this world, whether you're in a relationship with them or not, you're going to run across to a lot of narcissists, and they're going to act like their problems are your problems. That's why they're sharing their problems with you in the first place. Because a part of them is hoping you feel bad for them. Or if you tell them, if they tell you, my car's not working, or they call you and they tell you, hey, I just got a flat tire, I don't have AAA, and, they call you as a friend, they're going to act like their problems are your problems. And because you're an empath, you're going to run to their rescue. Oh, I got AAA. Or you're not thinking it's a big deal because they're your friends or your family, right? But the problem is that they're going to they're going to get accustomed to that. And what you're going to notice is that they're going to expect you to help them more than they help you over time. And then eventually they're going to act like they don't need to do shit for you. So the narcissist likes to hand feed people because they feel like your problems are not their problems. But then they want to dump their shit on you and take your energy. And they're only around you. And you're like, well, why is this person around me? Because they're misdirecting their anger. And then they're stealing your energy because they don't want to deal with their problems. They don't want to deal with their mistakes, their bad karma. So now they're stealing your energy. Bad things are happening to you. They don't feel bad for you. They feel like you deserve it because someone did it to them. They feel like if someone did it to me, who cares? They want to see how you're taking it, how you're going to deal with it. This is why when you start doing better, they come back because they can't believe you're doing. It's a part of them is jealous. They're spying on you to see I bet they're still depressed. Wait, they just bought a new car? Now they're contacting you because they're jealous. Because they're misplacing their anger and they realize they didn't do nothing to me. They didn't do nothing to me. It was me who was mad because I was cheating. They had the right to leave me alone and move on. I'm glad they're doing good. I'm glad they got the job of their dreams. I'm doing bad. I've been getting attacked by Jezebel. I should have just stayed over there. The grass ain't greener. Oh, I just want to say I'm sorry. We don't got to be together. I just want to say I'm sorry. They're full of shit. The only reason they hoover you, because they're not going to hoover you when they're happy with Jezebel. The only reason they hoover you is when something's not going right. And the moment Jezebel comes back, they're going to leave. Just like certain people will act like the victim and date other people. And then when the narcissist comes back in their life, they leave the man that they're with for the narcissist. They use the good guy. The narcissist uses the good girl. And then when Jezebel comes, they go, Because the Jezebel feels like the narcissist's problems aren't her problems. And the narcissist feels like their problems, the Jezebel feels like her problems are the narcissist's problems. And the narcissist is like, no, my problems are your problems. So they clash unless they can come together on certain things. And even when they come together, narcissists, they're still doing things behind each other's backs. There's still things that they don't know. Just like when they're getting bad karma, when people are getting bad karma because of the narcissist's lies, and the universe is trying to wake you up through signs, and you're not waking up because they got you blinded by the delusion and the fantasy and the lies. They're lying straight to your face, and you just can't believe that there's people like that out there. So because the Jezebel knows when bad things are happening or things, the Jezebel's going to know right away when the narcissist is lying, vice versa. So they're going to feel like, they're both going to feel like, my problems are your problems. This is why we clash. And I'm expecting this, you're expecting that. And even though that you have certain expectations, I'm always going to do something behind your back. And I know you're going to do stuff behind my back. But we can agree on everything else. And when bad things happen, you know, we'll deal with them together. And if we got to break up and go and use people, we'll go use them and then we'll get back together later on. You know, and sometimes the narcissist will get married and Jezebel will still be there years later. She might be married and they'll still sleep with each other like nothing, because it doesn't matter to them, because to them it's like they know they can't dump their problems on each other. They'll just go dump it on good people. It's just fun with them. They're just having a good time, you know? So the narcissist will go out and have a good time with Jezebel spirits, with narcissist men. They'll have a good time and then they'll come and dump their negative energy. They'll misdirect their energy towards you. And you're wondering, why are they treating you? They should be treating them like that. Or you'll wonder why your family treats strangers better than you. Or, you know, your parents, you know, treat certain people better than you. You know, they're misdirecting anger. They're misdirecting, they feel like you owe them something, or they feel like, you know, they're teaching you a lesson. And it's like, I ain't even asked to be in this fucking world, you know, type of thing. And to them, it's like, they know they used you as a tool to survive, to make, you know, they didn't want to be the single person. Oh, you don't have any children. So they went ahead and had toxic relationships, had children, toxic people, and used you as bait so that they could survive for a check, or so that they can look vulnerable, you know, and they're really Jezebels. And, you know, they'll sit here and play games, and then they'll blame you and make you feel like their problems are your problems, and you just feel like you just need to live your life and you don't need that type of stress, you know. But that's what they'll do. They'll act like it's all about them, and you just have to come to terms that when you're dealing with any person, most people you'll bump into, they're going to act like their problems are your problems, and that's the only reason they're sharing things with you. And they only want to know your problems, not because they want to feel like, oh, I have your back too, even though some of them will pretend to have your back and defend you. But it's more like, I'm only defending you and making you feel like I'm a good friend and I care about your problems, so that you could be here for me more on an emotional level. And you'll see that those will be the people that will talk to you hours on the phone trying to take your energy, never give back, you know. And then when they give back, you already know they're only giving back because they're getting something out of it. And most of those people, they'll only take from you. They won't give nothing back unless they're going to get something out of it. If you're giving things to them for free, why would they have to feel like they need to give anything to you? Because you're giving it for free, you know? So you'll see they won't appreciate, they won't compensate you for nothing. And if they do, it's because they feel like they're going to get something back in return. But if you're just giving it to them for free, then they don't feel like they got to give you nothing. Because it's like, you gave it for free, why should I pay you? You know, why should I pay you? You already gave me the game. You already were there for me emotionally, physically, financially, sexually, in every way. I made my problems your problems, and that's what I used you for, and now I'm on to the next person. I dumped my problems on you. That's all you were. You were just a pit stop. I don't care if I was with you for years. That was how long it took for me to get over my depression or my finance gap of all the shit that I went through in my life. And that's what it took for me to get my shit together, to get my mind, my spirit, my confidence back. You gave me my confidence while I took yours. So I'm sending you guys lots of love. If you guys agree with this message, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. If you guys are new and if you guys want to book a session and support my channel, my booking information will be on the description. Just give me about 24 hours to respond to you, and I will talk to you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Stay blessed.